Hello, my loves. Welcome to today's class. Today we're going to dive right into our Yin Yoga sequence, which is going to be focusing on the hips today. Now, for those of you who haven't done Yin Yoga before, please know that this is a very different style of yoga in comparison to a traditional asana flow, where we hold for time and we stay on the ground. So we're going to stay on the ground we're only doing 5 poses today, holding them for a length of time, and I'll explain the benefits of that. But if you haven't already, please grab, I would say 2 pillows, 2 blocks, 2 bolsters, whatever props that you want to support you through the poses today. I'm gonna back up here a little bit. So we're going to start, we're going to go right into it, and I will again walk you through it and teach you more about the practice as we go through it. So we're starting in dragon today. So we're just going to start in all fours. Hands are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. We're just going to do a brief cat-cow. Inhaling as we look up toward the sky, tilting tailbone up. On the exhale, gently rounding through the spine, tucking the chin into the chest. Again, inhale, and we exhale. One more time. And then going straight into our first pose. Actually, the light is not working with me here. I'm gonna go down so you guys can see me here. See me better. Okay, so we're going to start in all fours and we're going to step forward with the right foot. So stepping forward into the right foot, the ankle's directly under the knee. Hands can come to the ground, or this is where you want to use your props if you have a prop to bring the floor higher on either side. So whether that's blocks or bolsters to bring the floor higher, pausing here, or you can just place the hands on the ground. We're going to inhale here. On the exhale, gently tuck the chin into the chest, and we're going to hold the pose for time, getting a stretch through the hips. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose and release with an audible sigh. Another deep breath in through the nose and release with a sigh. Just taking a moment to arrive. Again, the focus of our Yin Yoga practice is to come to a comfortable edge, resolve to hold still, and then we hold for time. So in Yin Yoga, we release the contracted muscles. This is not an active practice. It is a Yin practice where we target deeper beyond the muscle into the connective tissues, the joints. So we're not contracting muscles here. We're releasing and letting go so that we can go deeper, travel deeper within. And through this practice, we can increase mobility, stretching deeper beyond the muscle, and activate the synovial fluid in the joints that decreases as we age and as we are not very mobile. So we pause here, and I invite you to close your eyes during the duration of practice, with the exception of the transitions between if needed. But by closing our eyes, we bring our awareness within, and we can tap into the self within and focus on introspection. So using the stillness and the silence on your mat as we hold the pose to be a process of reflection, of presence, being here right now, and just listening to the whispers of the soul and listening to what arises as we sit in silence. Now, Yin Yoga is a beautiful time to practice using the tool of our breath. So when we feel discomfort, we can use our breath to get to the other side. Just like any challenges that we encounter off the mat, we can use our breath on the mat and off the mat to support us in navigating that challenge. So if your mind wanders, if you feel discomfort, or need any guidance, just return to the breath and allow your breath to guide you through. Now, if you don't have any props and your hands don't fully reach the ground, you can always make fists with the arms Bringing the floor a little bit higher. And continuing to breathe as we hold. Knowing that in Yin Yoga, as we hold, you may feel some discomfort, but you should never feel pain. So if you're ever feeling pain, make sure that you back out of the pose or use support or props as needed. And you can always take a break. And continuing to breathe. On the inhale, we're going to take the hands to the inside of the foot. Again, you can bring your proper pillow here to bring the floor higher, or your hands can just be on the ground, maybe making fists. We're going to walk the foot out just slightly to the edge of the mat. Inhaling here. On the exhale, we're going to open up the knee. So we shift the hips forward as we open up the knee. And we're going to hold here, winged dragon. So getting that deep stretch through the hip here. Again, option to close the eyes, bringing the awareness within. You can keep the head lifted or tuck the chin toward the chest to release the back of the neck. But again, ensuring that you're releasing any tightness, any holding on, and surrendering into the pose. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose and release with an audible sigh. One more deep breath in through the nose and release with a sigh, releasing any muscles around the hips and just allowing yourself to surrender deeper into the pose as we hold for time. And as we hold, practicing or using any mindfulness techniques to keep you present with your breath. You can add a count to the breath, matching the inhales and the exhales. You can inhale a color, so adding a color to the breath and watching the color travel in and out through the nose and through the body. You can practice visualizations or mantras or affirmations, or you can use this time for self-reflection, asking yourself what you want to release, what is no longer serving you, and then focusing on what you want to call in. So allowing this deep stretch of the hip to support you in releasing, allowing each cycle of breath to support you in letting go. And as we let go, we can open up space for the new. And as it is a full moon tonight, it is a great time to practice releasing. Always an option to modify in the middle of the pose if you're needing more support, grabbing your pillows or your props. A few more nourishing rounds of breath here. You focus on releasing any stale or stagnant energy in the body. On your next inhale, we're going to gently walk back through center, so gently guiding the knee back. We're going to send the leg back and just gently shift the hips over the heels for a brief modified child's pose before going on to the other side. Taking a deep breath in here. On the exhale, coming back onto all fours. From here, stepping forward with the left foot, going into dragon. So again, just checking in with yourself if you need support, if you want to come onto the fists, bringing your pillows to the inside, or one on either side to lift the floor. And then from here, we begin. Again, option to leave shoulders drop, neck looking up, or we're going to round the neck and just release the neck to the back of the neck. So whatever feels best for you today. We'll take a deep inhale through the nose and release. One more deep inhale through the nose and release. And again, making sure that you're not contracting any muscles. We soften into the pose, surrender into the pose, and allow the body to do its deeper work. Closing the eyes, bringing the awareness within, and just listening and observing. Remembering if the mind wanders, always returning to the breath, returning to your mat, and asking yourself those deeper questions. What are you ready to let go of? What are you ready to release? What is getting in the way of you becoming that next version of yourself? What is getting in the way of your dreams? Or what is lowering your vibration? What or who is lowering your vibration? And allow each cycle of breath as we stretch and release energy from the body to support you in releasing that out of the physical body, out of the mind, and out of the heart, so you can open up space for more abundance, more love, more joy, and all the things you want to call in and experience. A few more rounds of breath here. On the inhale, gently coming out, we're going to take the hands to the inside of the foot and walk the foot to the outside. Again, bringing props or anything needed for support to the inside. We're going to come to the outside edge of the foot as we open up through the hip, shifting the weight forward. So again, opening the hip, sending the knee out, and we're resting on the outside edge of the foot, and then using whatever props needed to bring the floor higher, maybe coming down onto the elbows, supporting the head or the neck. Or you can always just stay with arms straight, shoulders down. Just whatever's feeling best for you today. And knowing that you can always move if needed you're feeling anything beyond discomfort. We'll take a deep breath in through the nose and release with a sigh. One more deep breath in through the nose. Release with a sigh, allowing the exhale to support you in surrendering deeper into the pose, letting go and releasing. And just noticing as the body starts talking to you and saying, I'm uncomfortable. Just noticing what you do, observing your default. Is the default to get immediately out of the pose? Do you adjust yourself? Just notice where you're at. And then again, practicing using your tool of your breath to sit in that discomfort and using the power of the breath to get you to the other side. Continuing to breathe, reflect, and release. Breathe, reflect, and release. A few more rounds of releasing breath here. And very, very gently coming out of the pose. We're going to come onto all fours and just do a gentle cat-cow in between positions. So pressing into the hands, dropping shoulders from the ears. We tilt the tailbone up. Inhale, looking up to the sky. On the exhale, gently rounding through the spine as we tuck the chin into the chest. 2 more times, very slowly and mindfully inhaling. And we exhale as we round. 1 more round here. And from here, going into child's pose. Heels are together. We take the knees apart. And again, always an option to grab your floor. You're using to bring the floor higher. If not, you can do unsupported. But from here, knees are apart. We're going to walk the hands down, spreading through the fingers wide, bringing the forehead down to the chest. And we'll arrive here in our through the nose. And we'll sigh. 1 more deep breath in through the nose. Then release a sigh. Allowing the breath to support you in surrendering into the pose, melting into the floor, and allowing yourself to be fully supported by the earth beneath you. So again, releasing any contracted muscles, any holding on, and allowing each cycle of breath to support you in surrendering. And always returning to the breath as needed. So it is said in the yoga philosophy that we hold what we call samskaras in our hip area. So these are old habitual patterns and habits that often no longer serve us. And without reflection and release, we tend to hold on to them, and we hold them in our hips, in our physical body. And we can experience tightness, decreased mobility, stagnant and stale energy in the physical body, which then transmutes into the mind and into the heart and spirit. So through our Yin Yoga practice and focusing on the hips, we allow ourselves to tap into those deeper truths, to really look at the things that we're ready to let go of and release, the things that are not serving us, and we can release them with our breath and with our stretching. So allowing whatever surface to surface, allowing whatever emotions that need to be released, whether that's tears, anger, frustration, allowing it all to come to the surface and release it from the physical body with your breath, so that we can open up a vacant space to call in all that we want to experience, all that we want more of. So just know that it's normal to feel discomfort, uncomfortable emotions, discomfort in the physical body. Just know that, let it know that all is welcome in this moment on your mat. This is a safe and sacred space to feel, to process, to release, and to tap into your truth. And only you know what that is. A few more rounds of nourishing breath here, sending breath in through the nose all the way down the spine to the tip of the tailbone, and back out into the world. Just following the breath as it floats in through the nose. And then watch as it releases with your contraction and exhale. On the next inhale, gently coming back onto all fours. From here, we're going into sleeping swan. So again, option to grab the props if needed. We're going to start on the right side. On the inhale, we're going to step forward with the right leg. The knee comes forward and the ankle comes. Here, we're going to walk the back foot back, untuck the toe. So this is like pigeon pose. We're going to inhale here, dropping the shoulders from the ears, looking up. And then on the exhale, walking ourselves into the position, into the pose. So again, option to be completely unsupported all the way down on the ground. Or if you want to be a bit more gentle with yourself today, grabbing that pillow or the prop and releasing. And as we arrive, we'll take a deep breath in through the nose, contracting the muscles around the hips. And on the exhale, releasing those muscles, releasing the hold, releasing the forcing and the controlling. One more deep breath in through the nose, tightening up the muscles, contracting the muscles. And then on the exhale, we release and surrender. So again, using whatever props, whatever you need to support yourself so that you're not contracting muscles, trying or forcing, and instead surrendering in stillness. And again, returning to that breath, using this final pose to support you in releasing. Continuing to breathe, to reflect, and to release as we sit in stillness and in peace. A few more rounds, nourishing breath. Inhale, using our arms, we're gently going to press ourselves up. We'll send the leg back and then send the hips over the heels for a brief stretch. Forehead comes down to the mat. Deep inhale here. On the exhale, coming back onto all fours and sending the left leg forward for sleeping swan. Walking the back knee back, untucking the toes. We inhale here at center. On the exhale, gently walking forward and maybe bringing the opposite cheek to the mat if you're using a prop, or forehead to the ground. Again, taking that moment to arrive and release. We'll take a deep inhale through the nose, contracting all the muscles around the hips, and then on the exhale, we release. One more time, inhaling through the nose, we contract. And then exhale with a sigh, releasing the muscles, surrendering to the pose, allowing yourself to be fully supported by the earth beneath you. Closing the eyes, bringing the awareness within. Breathing into presence on our mats in this moment. If you get lost, always returning to the breath. When you focus on the breath, there's nowhere else to be but here, right now, in this moment. A few more rounds of breath here. Final moments of release. On the next inhale, again, gently using the hands to press yourself up. Removing the props, we're going to swing the legs around. We're just going to gently release the legs in front of us. We're going to inhale, reaching up to the sky, looking up. On the exhale, diving forward, hands come down toward the toes or the ankles. Gently tucking the chin into the chest just to release the back of the legs. Take a deep breath in here. On the exhale, coming up to a comfortable seated position. Again, inhale to reach up to the sky. On the exhale, hands come down through the heart. We'll bow the chin to the chest, close the eyes. And just take this final moment to connect with that which you want to call in. What do you want more of in your life? Who do you want more of in your life? How do you want to show up in the world off your mat? What do you want to feel more of? What do you want to experience more of? And as you inhale, inhaling all those things into body, mind, and heart in this moment. And know that all that you desire, all that you wish, all that you dream and envision already exists. You get to call it in and you get to become that. Namaste. Thank you all. Please make sure to have plenty of water. I know the hips is a really deep one, and it's a great time to journal too. Whatever has come up for you, you can take that time to journal, reflect, and release and call in. Sending you all lots of love.